Okay, now it is recording. Thank you, Missy, for asking me to do a session for you. And you just lead the way on whatever you want me to tune into for you, and you just take the
Who we
floor
were
from here.
talking about earlier, as far as the dog type of dog man thing, I heard that on the roof when I wasn't here, but there was some kind of large object, and I'll tell you, a couple of years ago, I actually heard the Sasquatch. Okay, it happened to be on my mother's birthday. It was on October 12th, which was her birthday, and it started like the window was open. It was in the middle of the night. It was like whoa! It was like a scream and a cry, and it was went up and down. So it was like whoa! I mean, I can't even. I could do the voice before. I mean, I remember
Yeah.
it, but I can't really do it now. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know I heard it. But this is something entirely different. And I know
Mm.
my husband actually, when we were in Fletcher, he actually saw, I mean, the dog man, although it's not really a man, but it like
Yeah.
ran across the road and it was big and it had these
Yes.
red eyes.
Yes. That's all right in there too, where you're at, that activity anyways, because the ground is amplified from the Native American land,
That's
so
right.
yeah, so any kind of abilities and stuff, then they're gonna probably feel that and be attracted to that frequency as well, especially if you're able to communicate with them telepathically. So it's going to be like the Sasquatch and the Dogman or werewolf Dogman, any kind of cryptid is going to be coming up to the house there,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And how you did you grow up there in that house there in North Carolina?
No, no, I did not grow up here.
But that's where he's seeing it like most of the time with those cryptids and everything. Yeah.
Right. And even the grays at
Yeah, the
times.
grays. The grays
When
too.
under the influence of things, yes, seen the grays. Yeah.
Like the light outside and then them coming in and getting him out of bed or the couch or something or the
I
chair.
don't know. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I see that. I see him
Because
like
it doesn't happen when I'm here, so I don't
yeah.
allow
Right.
that.
Yeah, 'cause I see him laying like if does he have like a recliner in the living room or something like he's
Couch right
laying
now,
back?
couch. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and so he's laying down, kind of falling asleep, and then something like I can hear the see like the house sh kind of shaking or something. So he that wakes him up, and then he sees some kind of a light out there, and kind of already feels their frequency coming in. You know that sound and stuff too. That's kind of like scaring him. So that something scares him with that too. So they have done something that really has traumatized him. Uh, um, I can't. It's like they erase they erase a lot of the stuff, so I don't see exactly what is so traumatizing. I just see that they come in and it's lit up like you see in the movies, and then he's taken like just it kind of looks like those movies where he just is like floating out, so something with that, but he's like I think it's a frequency that terrifies him or something because it's so intense with that, something with that. So yeah, then he just kind of goes out and then they do stuff. I think that they of course take his genetics and then all of that, do um, the hybridization part of it too, where they're gonna make new um, beings from his DNA. So they have that as well going on with different grays. So there's the hybrid program that he's involved in. So he would have a whole bunch of hybrid children, that are like living on ships and stuff like that too. And then, so he kind of remembers seeing like children. He can see like children there that are the hybrids. They kind of look a little bit. If they won't fit into this reality, they don't look they won't fit into this reality. Um, but yeah, then they return him. But he had. Do you know if he's ever? Have you ever seen marks on him, or has he said he's had marks or burn or something like that, where
Well, he
something
has
hurts?
bruises, but that's now thin skin and stuff. But
Yeah,
bruises and things, yeah.
but like earlier in life, like that too. Like they would put. It looks like the like burn, sometimes burn marks or it's not scratches. It's like something that they did. Um, I don't know if there's an implant or something like that in his arm or something right there in his arm, like elbow area, like a tracking. So he has that. He has implants, so
Hmm.
yeah, and I feel that, and I feel like one is like in his shoulder area too, like up in here. He would have a different, um, and I think that might be in my lab or military, something with that that's tagged him, that tracks him. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and that dog, I think that they even assign a dog man or so to watch, some like to keep things kind of quiet or something like that just now. I just seen that, to kind of terrorize the person's dreams or something with that too. Yeah,
Hmm.
there is something with that because I see because he's uh like we talked about at Montauk, when he was at Montauk, and then him being electroshocked, and then he would see something like that dog man werewolf, and it's black, and it just like flood like comes over him, and like it like 3D tried to eat him, like he's like and he sees that in nightmares.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of nightmares. Now,
Mhm.
me, I don't know if with me it's because of him or I have my own stuff going on. So I'll tell you initially,
Okay.
they took my genetic material as a baby because I was bleeding from
Yeah.
you know
Mhm.
where.
Mhm.
And then again at like 10 years old when I went to, and I had like hemorrhage when I went to, you think it was Tinker Air Force Base. I don't know if it was, it was because it was in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I remember something coming through the window. I talked about this on Julia's program the other day because I want to get to the bottom of it. So I think they took my eggs twice.
Yeah. It would have been like different beings then, at there since you had changed areas and all that too.
Hmm.
Like in Del City, is that like where do you remember where at in the Air Force Base in Oklahoma? I think it is.
No,
I
I
mean,
was too little.
yeah, that's the only Air Force base that I remember thinking of is in there. So and you lived on the base.
No, no, it was
Oh,
visiting. It was
oh,
it
you
was
were
a, it
just
was a
visiting.
trip
Wow.
visiting his cousin,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
so who was
S-
a colonel. So yeah,
Oh,
so
so
yeah,
do you remember what, and you were how old then?
like 10 or 11,
And
young.
any memory of what happened then with after they came in through the window?
The next day, I started my period very young, and
Yeah.
I'm talking like really bad. I don't want to
Yeah,
talk
because
about
they
it, but
was yeah, because they
because
were experimenting, like taking your samples and everything like that.
and that's what brought it on. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it
that
was,
brought it on.
but it feels more like the military grays or something different than it feels like a my lab, with that,
Yes,
because
I
it
I agree.
feels like your uncle that you were visiting gets that all the time. So they were they were seeing what was going on because they follow. He's probably like targeted or something with weapons or something like that. So
Now, I wonder about this. When I would have dreams, I would be in the underground bases, and I thought what happened after years of meditating on this, were they extracting my consciousness to put it in, like, I didn't know if they just wanted to harvest my emotion to see how I'd react, or are they putting my energy into clones. I don't know exactly what, but I saw all those different kinds of beings. Like I wasn't doing anything, but I was having to. I mean, and maybe they were doing it to me. I don't know, but I just remember having to being forced to watch experiments.
oh, them do experiments on other people.
Yeah, but other people have said maybe I was some kind of scientist or something. I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, I just think like with your DNA, like that, it's gonna be more of that kind of a project with the scientist or something in the lab there, something like that kind of role. But I do see that they have like they've taken your consciousness and then they made um clones, and they can look like any body type though, so they kind of hold your consciousness, like copy that, and then so when they're ready to make more, um wherever they want to kind of, they don't really put a whole lot. I don't feel like you have a whole lot of clones. I don't like see a whole bunch of clones. I think they contain this because it's like, so it's really pure with that. I think they can only use it so many times, and then it kind of, then they have to come back and get you again or something and recopy it or something like that. Um, so it feels like with that program, um, I know you had a lot of mind wipes and mental, like, mind, they wipe your memory of even when you're trying to like talk about it and stuff. Because I just tried to tell you something and then it was like my mind got wiped of what I was just saying. So it's like when you were little, then you was being also that my lab happening too, because they're doing the same thing with um your whole, it's genetics, so your fam with your dad side or both sides is always generational. With the my lab and the grays, they both go in together, with the cryptids and all that, because they want your abilities. And then so with what you were being trained at, I can see you like being, because it looks like your dad is good with remote viewing. And
Me
then,
too.
yeah, I was going to say that. So it looks like that they kind of put you toward there to test you on that first, because you can hold your focus and your concentration, and then even sitting in the chair too. And it didn't necessarily have to be at Montauk. They have those chairs in a lot of places where it amplifies your abilities, and so they'll test that. They hook you up in like electroshock, so you get an adrenaline rush and that activates those
So is this
abilities.
all on the consciousness level and then it's in the astral plane? Because I almost feel like it's, I don't know if it's physical, but it's astral. But I'll tell you, as a kid, I remember like being put in Girl Scouts, right, for a year. My mother took me out because I don't remember anything about Girl Scouts except for sitting in waiting rooms. And then I remember the cookies selling them, but I don't remember anything.
Mhm.
Maybe one field trip where we had to dress up as Indians or something, but that might have been school. And I remember all the hearing tests and all the
Yeah.
the tests where
Yeah.
you color in the little dot. And I mean more than just SATs, like excessive testing of coloring the dots in.
Mhm.
And I know
Mhm.
people talk about the pink drink. I don't know if that was
Yeah. Cause
fluoride tablets or what. But I always thought it
no,
was fluoride tablets, but
me
still,
too.
fluoride is meant to do something to your
Mhm.
mind.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like they was testing all the kids. They tested all the kids everywhere in the United States, with that, with the different testing with the hearing and all kinds of stuff, to see where you're going to be fitting in their program. But I see you as being like the remote viewer too, with along with your dad, because I see your dad in with the same, like, it's like a copy, So but his stuff is with the he has a lot with the grays, a lot of that, because it seems like that went from his, maybe in childhood then, and then his dad, yeah, dad on. So I see something with that going on there, but really your dad, with the grays being abducted and experimented on and stuff with that. And then like with you, because he has hybrid children, but I
And
don't
his
see the.
birthday is the day of the Philadelphia experiment. I'm just going to say
Oh,
that. I'm
wow.
not going to say the exact day.
Yeah.
People
Mhm.
can look that up. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so it seems like he was kind of born into that program. So if his dad was something with that, he was born kind of into
Martin
that.
Marietta.
Yeah.
Martin Marietta before Lockheed Martin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he was, and then but this is going to be of course with the military part of it, but the Grays,
Although he never went in the military because he was colorblind, they wouldn't
oh,
take him.
okay. Okay. So I guess that was some reason, because maybe they needed that for other reasons with him being like a tracker because he's a tracker. So seeing in the dark or something like that. So maybe some implants or something like that with that kind of messes with his real vision of seeing things. So it's like he can um his eyes like turn on and outside in the night, but like it when he's younger, and he could look around and like see. So this is within the program, and then he was like a tracker. He
And I have dreams of that kind of stuff, of
yeah
flying and being able to look down. So
yeah. So
a
you
lot
can
of
do
my
that. You
dreams are
can
always
leap.
flying and hovering, leap,
Yeah
flying,
yeah.
and the most recent dream was
Oh
doing it for fun. Was
yeah.
just like,
You
oh,
do
I'm like
love
not,
such
and I'm not.
freedom.
And I'm not, I said, I'm not working, so I'm going to do this for fun. And I also have the hovering, almost like in a Marvel comic, and being able to look.
Yeah
Like when I was shown that
yeah.
I
I
was a
see that.
grid worker, it's sort of like the falconry, where I'm looking down. But then I saw this guy with like behind these woods, like a suitcase or something, like fedora hat. Like
Yeah.
was he out of place? Like, was he a Men in Black? I don't know. But I've
Watching you?
had,
Was he watching you or what? Was
he wasn't really watching though. I
oh
was aware of him and I didn't want to be seen. I knew that.
yeah. But he was on your property or what was
I
going
don't
on with
know if
him?
it was my property. See, in the astral, it's weird. Where I used to live, the house that I lived in the state that I lived, the house is not there anymore. It was torn down.
Mm-hmm.
But on the astral, it's still there. And it's like an industrial type of a house.
Mm.
It's this house, but it looks industrial, like it's heavy concrete. Now, there's a place I go in my dreams too
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that looks like it's in way up in like Norway or Finland with the waves crashing. And it's like this big white house with like windows this thick. And it's all like a cement block that's into the side of the mountain. And I go to this place regularly.
And what?
It's like a training place or
Uh,
something like that. And
yeah.
some kind of it's
Mm,
beautiful there, but it's some kind of like weird thing. And I remember having this, some dreams are more than dreams because I don't
yeah.
have to write it down. I can remember. And there was two
Right.
of my friends that were pretending to get married, and they were dating in life, but they were pretending to get married in this whole wedding thing, but it ends up being trying to like take somebody down or something. It was just really strange. It wasn't even the wedding was like a front for like some James Bond kind of weird thing.
Oh wow. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like that. So like inside there, inside that mountain, like placed in. So you go inside, and then do you remember like down in there, like the stairways and stuff, and this like science stuff going on there, or training
No,
like
no.
as
Well, this was
anything?
more of a party. This was more like a party because they had the wedding was like a front and there was all this entertainment. And when I came there, I didn't even know why I was there. And they said to me, "You didn't get the memo of why you're here?" And I said, "No, I didn't."
Mm-hmm.
But it was like some kind of spy thing, like with, I don't know if it was against the Russians or I don't know. It's just very strange. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't even want to say too much about it because it's
Yeah.
just too
Doesn't
elusive and just too weird.
Yeah. It feels like it was like you go in there and then that whole mountainside is like cut out into like a base or something like that, like a
Yeah, it is a
UFO
base too.
base.
It could be like a base too, but they also
Hmm.
had it like, sometimes I end up in, I hear about mall world. I end up in things like parking garage world, or
Yeah.
I called airport world, even casino world. Like I'm in a hotel. Like I end up
Yep.
in hotels and just walk through
Uh-huh. And it's
them.
like a Stargate or jump gate to someplace else.
Yeah, it's like on these conveyor belts and things like that.
Uh-huh. So then if you was in the hotel, then where do you remember, do you go in a room or the hallway or closet or
It
something?
it, it kind of looks like that. It kind of looks like all like you see in the movies. I think the movies are programmed. I mean, am I dreaming this? Because the movies are programming me to go through hallways where all these doors are here and
Hmm.
ending up with that, or then ending up in places that I don't want to be, like where there's red lights and it's like fences and barracks and military
Yeah.
installation stuff.
Because it feels like you jump through stargates and you go through like you jump through different and to do missions, with the
Hmm.
with like spy missions, and it is like you're a spy, I don't see that you're like I do see like having like a gun sometimes with that,
Yes,
if needed.
yeah, yeah.
Because you're like and I see you looking at someone like you have a partner right there. It looks like a male, and then y'all so y'all would go to places like you're married at times, so you have like undercover like
Although
spies to
that
do.
wasn't me, that was that. Those
Yeah,
people
these are like
were not
other
that. Yeah,
this
those were
these
other people doing that. But
yeah.
maybe that's still me. I don't
Well, it's
know.
like a clone of you, like a clone that they made with with a piece of your fractal of your consciousness. These are clones that they use in the programs because
Although
they
there's other people I actually know in this reality that are in those dreams, and I've seen them,
Yeah, you would
in my.
remember. You would remember because of their frequency or their soul essence and stuff. And we interact with them,
Hmm.
too. So
Yeah.
and then you recognize them as something familiar that you can uh, find them here in this reality too.
Yeah, the one friend that was in that dream, she had a boyfriend that met Al Bielek.
Oh, okay.
So, so
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, like in this life or like in real life.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in real life, yeah. Yeah.
So like with those missions, those are all like clones that are programmed to be sent. So you're completely different too with how as I can see you as being really really tall too to look different roles to fit into different places. So they make like different avatar bodies to fit into the reality that they need you to blend into. And also that I see that you have like that, the TV show Alias. So you do that, as well, where you can change your hair type and clothes and stuff. You have that where you're like Alias in the program, and
Okay.
you go in sometimes by yourself and do this stuff because that's quicker. Because you like to go in and out quickly with stuff and be kind of unseen and everything too. And so yeah, with that definitely. But you do have a male partner that's undercover with you, and that's your clone in the programs. It's not you in this, but it's a fractal of you. So you will have memory of those things or dreams of those things happening because it's your consciousness. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and I wonder about this CIA person that I mean, the Fedora man, or Hat Man. So, did you see him, like shadow person growing up or following or something with
No,
that?
but there was a CIA operative 2 doors away from us in the
Mm-hmm.
house that we lived in.
Yeah. So they kept the eye on or in ears too, like your house bugged and everything with stuff or under control or watched, tracked, all of that for what reason,
My
So
father worked with Agent Orange too
oh, okay.
in the invention of it. Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, okay. So he was always then, um, um, like he couldn't talk about that at all. No. I mean, and
No.
I think he's aware of stuff like that too, but he won't ever talk about that. He knows not to, So, any top secret stuff, he knows that, he knows not to talk about it. He's been, I think he always has known not to talk about it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
My mother and my grandmother both said they were flashed like the man flashes himself like he's naked and in a
Yeah.
car and when they're young, and I'm wondering if that's a screen memory of something.
I wonder what that is. Because I
And
had
my
that
mother.
happen to me too at the grocery store
Oh,
when I was like 7, and a man in a
yeah,
trench coat did that.
yeah.
Yeah, and that felt the same energy. So there's something with that that gets in your mind. Maybe it's like something like he seems like it's an alien that's reading your mind or scanning you or something like that. It seems something with that.
Hmm.
'Cause he could stop time too, 'cause you're like what the heck, and then so it's kind of freaking you out and stuff, and then that happens. I think
Hmm.
something with that. Definitely so. Yeah,
My mother, when she was alive, she said she had dreams or memories of the people in the white suits, like doctors in white coats.
doctors in white coats. So this is gonna be, and then what was going on? What was going
I
on
don't
with
know.
that?
Don't know.
Doctors in white coats, white coats. So
Dreams of it.
has to be underground when in some kind of a science laboratory kind of thing where she's laying on the table and then they're doing like putting like
Yeah, she said that. Yeah, I
implants.
think so. Some kind of table thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause it's like the silver table that's really cold too. It's really cold in there. And then she would be naked laying there on the table and then there's all kinds of people in there. You know, it's really and she feels kind of like so vulnerable and exposed 'cause everybody else is fully clothed, you know, and then I hear like the heart thing, so they got her hooked up to that, like checking all of her stuff, and then I see them doing some sort of surgery thing, but these guys are all the military. It's a military front thing, you know, going on. So it seems like she maybe have like some tracking, definitely tracking device of that, and then um, that's what it feels like. And then uh, there's there's other stuff too. So like did she have some heart issues or something like that or something like in here something with that. I feel like there's a lot of stress or something right here. So within her something like that. I don't know how she passed away. How did she pass away?
Cancer.
Cancer? There's something like all in here, you
Well,
know?
because of all the grief and everything.
She had kind of a lot of stress seeing stuff too, you know, with your dad in that way. Like,
They were also in a plane crash, a small
okay,
plane.
yeah,
Yeah.
targeting and stuff too. But but not, but that's, I think that was um, seems like they took him, like, how did did they have anything wrong with them in the plane crash? Like, major or, what
She,
happened with that?
my dad's eye,
Uh-huh.
and then she had like seizures for a while.
Okay, some kind of so then I think they did a lot of maybe with the seizure something triggered that, you know, with some kind of a shock with that, probably the trauma of that, you know, triggered those seizures. So maybe they were doing, I don't know exactly. They did a lot of stuff where she's being taken uh, and she has her genetics taken as well, you know. So, they have her consciousness copied as well and made clones of her too, doing stuff like she's a spy as well. She's good at that spy stuff too, you know, and because she has a good front where she looks like a motherly, homely, you know, so nobody would think anything with that too, you know. So, um, but she, uh, and like it seems like all three of you are spy assassin, in the programs, like all three of you, and you have a brother
No,
or a sister or any other
no,
siblings?
I'm only child.
Okay, yeah. So is there somebody that's close to you, the male then, that's
My husband,
um
my
this
husband,
and this would be like uh is this somebody, maybe her brother or your dad's brother or something with that. It's a brother or something. With
my mother's brother is he's also
mhm,
deceased. My
yeah.
uncle.
So he would be also with that. I think so too, you know, with the in the program because I feel like they had a lot of interaction together with
Yeah,
that.
and what happened is then they are dysfunctional in this life.
Yeah, they make it like that. They program it so they don't interact, you know, or get along or and all of that, you know. So it causes a lot of
And that's why
stress.
it like sabotages things in this life because of these programs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard
Yeah.
to get things, projects out. Like I'm trying to write a book and then I have problems with the stuff where I'm saving it and things like that. But
Oh,
so in this life, I went to see Mary Joyce, Sky Ships Over Cashiers. I'll tell you this story, and then I'll
okay.
tell you somebody else. And there was this one woman that came up to me and said, and she pointed at me and she goes, "I know you from the Mars program." And it's like my body instantly went into PTSD when she
No.
said that. And
Mm.
I had to look at why. And then all this bad stuff started happening in the 3D. Like one of my cats died, then my mother, and I lost a bunch of cats. That
Wow.
eclipse, that first eclipse, took my voice away because I was doing radio shows. I had my own show, Galactic Earth Fusion, and then I just couldn't talk after that eclipse. It's like that first eclipse when it was going one way and it ended up like through Illinois, and then we had the other one years later. It's like my voice was gone after that eclipse. It was like some kind of weird attack where I had to go completely dark and couldn't do shows or anything anymore. And then it was like about taking care of, my mom, my dad, the cats,
Hmm.
moving, all this kind of stuff. And then, of
Yeah.
course, COVID happened.
Yeah, so it's like one thing after another being going on to keep you distracted and keep you from doing your work and your mission and all of that. So it's always so that kind of I think that maybe that like that was she wasn't supposed to say that, and then because that woke you up to that reality of seeing all that. And then I feel like
That's when I started having the memories. Right before that eclipse happened, is when
mhm,
I started having dreams and knew my father was in Montauk before he
yeah.
even told me.
Yeah, so it woke you up like that woke you up, so and those things
Especially
going.
when I interviewed Og Telez, I interviewed him, and that's when everything, like, I had all this tech stuff, and he's not even on the internet anymore, if you know who he is.
Mm-mm. Yeah, so yeah, that those things and so they was trying to shut it all down, keep it all shut down, keep you in lower frequencies. Because if you're in a lower frequency or stuff is going on, then you'll stop searching for answers. You'll get the hint that you're to stop searching, to stop looking. So you would have things going on. Um, Also like targeting going on too. I see like things like lighting and stuff outside messing with you, like targeting of stuff going on, like things amped up with the targeting for you. Um, so that and is it still kind of happening or has it kind of slowed down or
It's
what's
kind of
going
slowed
on?
down. I used to have black helicopters. There was one time that the black helicopters were flying over my house in
Hmm.
Fletcher, North Carolina, and I had an old blow dryer and I was doing my hair, and they actually knocked the power out. They must have sensed something with the blow dryer. They knocked all the power out when I was doing the blow dryers. They were flying over, and then my cat Soda, she jumped like 6 feet off the ground,
Oh.
whatever frequency they beamed, and it messed her nervous system up. And that was like she was an older cat. That was like the
Hmm.
beginning of the end for her. I mean,
Hmm.
she lasted a couple more years, but that was so traumatizing to her. She took on so much because she was actually my grid working cat, my cat that went
Okay.
over the road as truck drivers with us, and was in 47 out of 48 states. The only state
Oh.
she didn't get to was Vermont. She actually was a grid worker. And
Oh,
that's
wow.
the book that I'm writing. The story that I'm writing is actually as seen through the eyes of a cat.
Oh, wow.
It's
That's really
her,
cool.
it's her,
Love that.
and it's my experiences as her, and where she is, like when we went to Meteor Crater and she sees the plastic alien, and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And used to listen to Art Bell. We'd be
Hmm.
driving through the desert, we'd be listening to Art Bell, or
Cool.
wherever we
Love
ended
that.
up. And then
Hmm.
Arthur, my new cat, my little boy, is like the protege of her because she's passed on, and he kind of has the gift of remote viewing and sensing, so he's able to sense her past. So
Hmm.
all of a sudden he'll see what Soda did. So that's kind of where the story's going.
He looks like he shields you too. Like he's a
Yeah,
shielder. Like a
and his name
shielder.
is R Thor, like Thor's hammer.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Hmm. It looks
yeah.
like his tail, like he's like this cat, but then he goes to a giant, like that. So, there's that movie. It's I Am Number Four or I Am
Oh,
Number Four. Have you seen that? It's on Tubi.
No.
It is so good. And the kid, he has all kinds of abilities. And then his first it's a little lizard that followed him around, and then now it turns into a dog because they have to move all the time. And then the dog at the end, he's a chimera. It says he shape shifts into like that big beast to try to save him. So that's what
Oh
the
wow.
cat does. I can see that. The new
Wow.
cat does that. And you said for Thor, but it's like you said
No,
for
I said
Thor.
like Arthur, like it's like King Arthur, but with Thor. So his
Yeah.
name is spelled Arthor instead of like
Yeah.
Arthur, you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I see his tail is like a big hammer thing, like that,
Yeah.
So and it slings across there. So
Oh, he does a
he's
lot with
really
his
big.
tail. Yeah.
Mhm.
He's a Taurus, and his big thing is he likes to knock the bowl down. Like when he's hungry in the morning, he takes that metal bowl and he whacks it to let you know it's like on the floor,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
time to get up, feed me.
Yeah, he's bigger than the little so he's like, oh shit. So I think it took him a lot of practice before he could fit into the body, because he's massive. So it's like he had to really practice staying in the body, and he
Oh
really
yeah.
was like so he's a shield though. Like he shields you. So like that it goes out too, like that, like a big bubble, so that won't happen again with the hairdryer thing like that.
Oh yeah, he won't. His energy's different. Where she had a different kind of a contract,
Yeah,
and he
she was
doesn't
real
have to do
calm.
that.
Mhm.
He doesn't have to do that. Where he doesn't go to as many states. I mean, he
No.
goes to North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee.
Yeah.
He hasn't been anywhere like her,
Is that the orange cat the
Yeah,
orange cat, right?
they were both orange. She was an
Mhm.
orange tabby, and you know how rare that is for female, and he's a male.
Yeah, yeah. So they're real tough anyways. They don't really put up with anything. So it's kind of like a lion energy is
Yeah,
you know. But it seems like she was like his mother, like
yeah.
in Lyra. So she's like his mother, and that's like your family. So it's like your aunt or something like that, something with that, and maybe he's
But
like
then
your
there was
cousin.
but then there was Freya, who was my like a Russian blue, and she was like everybody's mother. I miss her
Yeah,
so much. She loves everybody.
yeah, I see that.
She was a goddess and
Mm-hmm.
purred and purred.
Yeah, uh-huh. She loved you to pet her and tap her back like that, like her butt
Yeah,
area and her
yeah.
hair, her long tail. She just loved to like
Well,
you to
she
tell her
actually
how
didn't have a
pretty.
tail. She
Oh,
actually had
really?
a tiny tail.
Yeah.
She shouldn't
I
because
see you do
she's a
this
Russian
though.
blue. Yeah,
I
yeah,
see you
that's
doing
right.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like going up.
I
Yeah.
miss her so much. She was
Yeah.
just
She's so
unbelievable.
sweet. Climbing up on you and stuff like that and like making
She
biscuits and stuff.
and she'd lick your third eye. She'd lick your third eye and say, "If you lick my third eye, I'm enlightened." That's what it feels like. And then her daughters lived with us, and then we had another one, Barbarina and Curry. But what I wanted to ask you was, what'd you get about the Mars thing? Like when somebody
Okay.
says you're in Mars, what?
Yeah, she said,
I have Mars on my chart.
I remember you from Mars. She said, I seen you on Mars. So
Yeah,
this seems like you're taken there to do because it's like you go through those jump gates again to do missions. I don't do you know if you've been on like a 20 and back? Because I don't feel that you've had like a 20 and back like
I
that,
don't
but I
know.
yeah, but I
Don't
feel
know.
like you are taken you're sent to go through jump gates to do missions. So you have a mission to at that Mars base, and it's like it looks like the same place that I was at too, like with the dome over it there, and then it looks like a 1950s, 60s military base with a flat roof kind of thing, like a few good men kind of scene how that looks with that, and then so anyway, it looks like you're in the office area, like that, working in the office there, but an officer too. So you would come out and I can see like a folder in your hand, like you talking to other younger uh, recruits, I guess, in the military suit, like they all are this. So, but I feel like you are like they're all in a class, like so you're like a teacher, and it's like the classroom goes up like that, and but you're talking to them about what they're going to be doing out in the field, and so that's what you're kind of doing. So she would be in that classroom. She would be in your class. So all those people there, they're like, I think they're like in a 20 and back or something like that, something with that, because they go out in the field and then they keep on coming back. But you don't, you just stay there for this training class, and then you leave and go back. So you don't, I don't know how long that time is, because uh that could be 10 years that you're like this, and then the time is rewound back. So it's something like that. It's on a solid mission to where you're training all these new recruits and telling them what to expect, and then out in the field with the alien stuff, with the
Yeah, because
mhm.
this person that told me that, she doesn't have much memory of it, because I finally got in touch with her because I was so afraid to be around her, because I said
Yeah,
she
you didn't want nothing
activated
happen. Yeah.
the PTSD. Then there was another guy. This was in 2012. I actually met him first in 2009. I did get a hold of him, and he doesn't really totally remember either. And he says he knows he has like the memory wipe, like he had some concussions, and they're trying to wipe him now of stuff.
Mhm.
But what he had told me back then, and he got so frustrated with me, he said, "You were above me," and the way the mission was, it was like he thinks it's we are from another universe, and I was like
Oh.
his superior. And I think he said something like blue suits, and I was like flying. And in this life, my father was a private pilot, and I
Mhm.
tried to fly and stuff, and I really don't enjoy flying
No,
much. I'll
this is
do it
like in
because I have to.
space. This is
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
navigator in space,
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. But in this life, I don't really
Yeah,
enjoy
right,
flying
exactly. I
because,
don't either. I don't like it
yeah,
either. It hurts my ears and stuff going like
it
down the
does. I
pressure.
can't. I can't. As much as I love the water, I can't equalize under the water. So I was never able to get my dive certificate, because even
Mm.
in life saving, when I took life saving to be a lifeguard, I couldn't go underwater and do my ears at
Yeah,
all.
'cause it hurt too much, like the pressure, like
Yeah,
that. Uh-huh. Yeah. So like with the Mars though, it's like that. It's like where you are doing the jump gate thing. So you could have like that with being in another uh Stargate or jump gate to another universe, and then being, so it's like you're a teacher to a lot of people like that. So I can see you flying and teaching flight school too, to be like the navigator in that. So it's a different place though. So, but it looks like something with, because they might change your body type too, I think so, to blend in with that, with the reality that you're put in too. But it is a fractal of your consciousness because it looks like you. So if they see you and hear your voice, then they're gonna have memories of you. So maybe that's why they made you lose your voice so you wouldn't contact her or start talking more. So something with that, because as soon as you start talking, they remember, because of the teaching that you do, and you take them. You're a hands-on teacher too. When you take them out in the field, and you're showing them how to fly too, like even flight school stuff too. So you're showing them how to do everything, and you're like really thorough and hands-on training with that too, and you make them do all kinds of stuff so they would hear that they would remember you through the voice activation or something like that, because it sounds the same, like your voice or something with that. And then sometimes you're like a really tall lady. Maybe some part of it is like a reptilian like hybrid or something like that too, because you're really like how the I would say like a, I say lizard, but it's like the tall and thin with the tail though, and but hybrid. So
like
you're,
Avatar or something,
yeah, this is another aspect of you that's in like the
or like
programs, like another aspect of you in
I
the military programs though, because it's like a Mars, like Mars, and then I see something like different places that you travel with, but you're like a military teacher, so you.
I know praying mantises have come to me. Not the be, not, I don't see them that way, but the little guys,
Oh,
and they'll
okay.
land on me, and then they telepath with me as the little one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that seems like
And
that's your guide.
dragonflies too, and dragonflies too.
Oh, okay.
In Sedona, I had a talk with a dragonfly. He was like talking
Yeah.
about different bugs that will
Yeah. I,
talk to me and
s-
stuff.
I see you have like fairy, also fairy DNA, so the fairy kind of is like I think that traces back to like the your Scottish ancestry where you're have a lot of the fairy magical um like that kind of abilities. So it's like the Scottish, the Druid, um
Yeah.
in the land, those stone circles, and so all of that you
Yep.
have that's carried
I've
in your DNA.
I have dreams about those too, and I love movies that
Dragons.
have. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
have movies like Outlander and anything to
Uh-huh.
do with stones. I'm kind of
Yes,
wonder how to use those stones as a. I think I
a
know how to
portal.
do that, but I can't remember how. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause you have you where you could do something, but it's like you have like if you're on that land and then it gives an activation, then it's like a memory of something. So it's like you as
Yeah.
a druid in that time. So you had like a cane thing too, a staff. So something with that. And then that transports you to some other realm to go, just like the movie too. So but you know how to get right back. So it's not like that movie exactly because she couldn't and figure that part out. But yeah. So
And the mermaid, because
the mermaid,
I
okay.
had a
Yep.
dream in Florida when I was in Fort Lauderdale. I heard this humming. I was with a friend of mine at this hotel, and I heard this humming, like because that's the Bermuda Triangle area, right?
Oh.
And in the humming and the dream, I kind of saw myself going into the water as
Yep.
like a mermaid with a tail, and there
Mm,
was like all these white round houses with like not exactly stilts, but like almost like an elevator where you'd swim into it. And then when you get the elevator, you'd get legs to go up, or you'd go under the water deep into the like inner earth part of the water or something. And then you could breathe air. I don't think it was water. And there'd be like these big pinkish magenta crystals that would flash colors and they would tone and all the stuff. And you'd have
mm.
legs.
Yeah, I could put you back. So then you was like in another realm or something like that. That's like the mermaid or it's like their home or something like that. Maybe another realm where they it feels like yeah, it does feel like the mermaid 'cause I feel it too. It feels really like hypnotizing, with those crystals and stuff, how they make you feel really relaxed and stuff. So like if you did a meditation and went down in there, then you'll feel really relaxed because it's like a meditation going down, and then you're gonna come out and see those uh, really pretty crystals, and if you look at them, and then they talk to you, and like everything talks to you. So everything's like it takes a long time to get even down the little hallway right there because everything is like talking to you and stuff. So that's like a magic realm. It is mermaid though, where you can walk, and then it looks like it's maybe like a colony of homes and stuff that after a while you go through all of this stuff, them greeting you, I guess it's all them greeting you, and then then it opens up to like a big like maybe um it looks like a whole nother, like if it was a dome place or something, but all greenery and stuff, and people living like it was like a new Earth, I would think, like how the people look in the new, like in you see pictures and they all look happy and kind of off the grid, kind of living at the grass and like that kind of. So it looks kind of like that. So I don't know where that is because it's another realm, but it's like connected with the mermaid because she goes with her frequency in magic and that I heard like Norwegian, so something is connected with that, with the Norwegian genetics and then the mermaid uh
Oh,
that
cool.
mhm it
Now the
connects to
Northern
that.
Lights talk to me lately. I have
Oh
this
yeah.
thing ever since I don't know the past 2 years where I'm able to photograph. I mean, I see it with my third eye, and then I don't see it physically, but then the camera picks it up. And even when I'm in South Carolina, I can sometimes get these photos when the solar flares are a certain thing. It's something
Mm-hmm.
to do with the plasma, you
Oh,
know.
okay. Yeah, like the plasma beings and stuff like that. So that's another place too. Like if I feel like you, um, where would that be at? That's just it seems like it's in this it's just like a layer, but a higher realm or something
Like
like that.
Hyperborea or something? Is it like Hyperborean timelines? Maybe I don't know because it's
Oh
like
yeah.
the
I
different
think
overlays.
yeah, it's like dimensions higher, and
Hmm.
then so it's maybe like you've opened up some of those places or however, so you can you feel and communicate with that line or that whole thing or something with that, like it just comes through you. It just like gives you activations, gives you a lot of activations when you see those northern lights, when
Yes.
aurora borealis, when you see those, then it's like really, if it's like red and violet color, then that really gives you a big activation, like lots of codes and stuff. It just goes right in you, goes right in your third eye, and then all the way down your whole body when that happens. So I don't know what the geomagnetic storm would have to be pretty high if it was the red, right? Like if it's
Hmm.
red, then it had to be like a G4 or something maybe, but it's like
Hmm.
KP 8 or 9 or something maybe, so something when it's really high. But that's
Hmm.
the frequency that you really want to be in because you really
Hmm.
like that feeling of that realm. So it's a higher realm, and it's like it opens up for you. So something with that then, when that's going on, then that realm is opened up for you to tap
Hmm.
into, So um I know do you tap into that when that happens
Yeah,
already?
because I feel like I have to work with storms. Like part of me,
Okay.
my other self, a
Yeah.
higher self, works with Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, like a plasma hammer with free where it's not me, Missy, but it's on another level. I'll be like half asleep, half awake, and
Yep.
see myself doing something
Mhm.
like when there was hurricanes to keep them
Yeah.
away. And even
Mhm.
when that Melissa was hitting Jamaica, I was told, well, just don't go there, save your energy, but guard the east coast of the United
Mhm.
States.
Yeah, yeah, doing that. And so that's like your body astral projecting, and then being able to see it. So I feel like those floating when you're seeing yourself floating and stuff, then that's astral projecting, and then you're
Mhm.
jumping, 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 and then you can actually see and remember where you're going and all of that too. So you can astral project your consciousness, and you'll see your whole body too. You see everything like it's like you're asleep at home, in a safe place, and then you're out of your body like that. So, and you do like leaping, like you're a cat, you're like a cheetah, a cat, like that. So it's like Lyran or Syrian, So you have a lot of cat aspects of you. That's like tall and thin. So you like being that body type, that real tall, thin, with a long cheetah tail, because you like to leap far and run really fast and jump across like mountains part, like boom, and then so you run really fast. So uh
Everything I can't do in this body.
yeah, I mean this is like I don't see anything be able to catch you. So you run. I don't even know where you could run to so fast because it's like you can't even see yourself because you just went by so fast. You're like um invisible. So you can be invisible too. You blend right into like a
I
chameleon.
invisibility cloak. Yeah, like the
Yeah,
invisibility cloak. Yeah,
you
I
have that.
talk about that all the time. Yeah.
So you also have like I seen, like you said, cloak, and then I seen like magician. And that feels like it goes to somewhere else. If uh it's like old granny witch, something with that too. Um, maybe it's in your genetics too with maybe you're in the land too. I know it's a granny witch in the Appalachia, you know, with them being like a where they midwife and then knew how to heal people and everything like that too. So I see you being that. Maybe this is like another lifetime too, you know, where
I
you
work
were
with herbs too. I do work with
mm,
herbs in this life, yeah,
yeah, where
and
you
flower essences
yeah,
and
you could deliver a baby though, you know? Like you I think you can even in this life. You would know how if you just read like look at it watch to things like okay, all right, I'm ready, you know? So you would be ready to you absorb stuff really fast with reading things you are interested in, you know, like if it's something really an emergency thing, you just have to you have to read it for yourself because if somebody tells you something you don't really you have to like see like a picture. If you just are shown a picture of what to do then you absorb that and then can do it, you know.
mhm.
So something like that because they don't show you the pictures if they're talking and in class and stuff like that then it
I
doesn't
was a
get to you.
hands-on person,
Yeah.
hands-on, and when I
Hmm.
teach, like you said, I'm hands-on teaching
You are.
somebody
You're
too.
like,
Yeah.
here's this, and then you're gonna put this, and then connect it, you know? So I want to see everybody do it right now, you know? So you're like that. So they have their own. So that's how you teach too, you know?
Hmm.
And definitely so. So that's what the Mars is though, is you teaching their new recruits come in because they look pretty young too, you know? So this is like when they're first starting out there, and then you're there teaching them all about the aliens that they're going to be seeing when they're there and what their abilities are. So they're like trained in those things. And so they're going to need to learn how to train physically and everything else too of what to do. So you have that. It's like a I don't know, it kind of looks old fashioned with the chalkboard or something with that. But I think you have like there's also something like where you can 3D model or something or hologram that you can show them too. There's some kind of hologram and then they see it like a dinosaur looking T-Rex thing and you know something like that or whatever the alien is. It's like a hologram and then you kind of walk around it and show them all the points and stuff and all their things, you know? So because I think you do the characterization of those species because you kind of track what's out there in the field too because you do that as well like see what species lives there so you can learn about them and stuff. So I think some of those ETs that are shot down then they are brought back to the base and then you are part of like seeing what what they're about, you know. So something with that and then they create like a hologram of them, you know, for the classes and stuff, and then you teach what you've learned about them, you know. So, and then their abilities and stuff, and what not to do. So, so those students remember you as that. So, and then after they leave, then after that class, then you do, I don't know how long you're there. It seems like a while though, you know, and then you go on to do something else too. So, I don't think you like to stay in a place really a long time, like a time loop forever and ever, 'cause you kind of
No.
run out of steam. You run out of the
Yeah.
steam and you're not as excited to talk about it and then the numbers go down, you know, because you've
Hmm.
lost that steam. So they keep you like when you're full steam and then you're gone off to somewhere else to learn because you like learning new stuff and then teaching about it, you know, so
Right.
something like that.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of true in this personality too.
Hmm. Yeah, so it's your consciousness, you know, so it's going to be a lot of similar things in that way. And then a lot of things that they insert too, so you can blend in or have different abilities or even look differently too, you know, so that lizard lady, she's like a hybrid. So they created that, you know, to blend in with that reality. So she's different looking than there's like military men out there and on Mars. And it's like she's their trainer, you know? So she has different abilities too, like psionic abilities and stuff. So she's really
Yep.
strict, very strict. really tall, and she has long brown hair too. She's really pretty, light green and some yellow, and then like her face has like different markings and stuff on it too because of her rank. She's really high rank, and she has a really strong presence. So it's like gives me chills seeing her,
Do you
and she.
see?
Hmm?
I was going to say, do you see a red-haired priestess from Ireland?
Where would she be at?
Well, when I went to Ireland, I saw her. That's an aspect of
Priestess.
me.
So the high priestess is like probably the cloak, the like the cloak thing we talked about with the black cloak. So
Yeah,
something with that in her, 'cause she's like magician. She's like I would say eclectic witch or something like that, something with that, and then a priestess. Um, and she is like is that Scottish or Irish?
Irish,
Feels
I think.
Irish, yeah. I feel like it's like
Too
isn't
often
the
to dawn, maybe.
oh, okay, that could be connected with that too. And then the Morgan or something, didn't she have some red hair and some pictures?
Yeah.
Um I think so. I think she has and then so she has some scars on her face too. So I think you have like a aspect of you that's connected to the Morgan and other Irish uh, uh, um, deities, goddesses and deities,
Hmm.
something like that. There's other things too. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you're connected to with the Irish and the Scottish with the land. So
Hmm.
have you gone there to Scotland?
I've been to Ireland, not Scotland.
Hmm.
I've been to, the southern part, Cork. I went to uh, Shannon and what's the main one? I can't even think of what it's called right now because it wasn't
Yeah.
such the best experience.
Hmm.
Dublin,
Oh,
Dublin.
okay.
Somebody tried to steal my purse. Some Romanian guy was pretending to be drunk and he
Mm.
tried to steal my purse
Yeah, a
when
lot
we
of
got there.
tourists. They do that probably to a lot
Yeah,
of tourists.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's
But it was a beautiful thing. But my mother had this weird thing because at Cork is where um, the ship. Why can't I think of the name of it right now? The Titanic, where it
oh.
supposedly was, and she had like a complete meltdown because we have an ancestor, one of her ancestors, Halverson, was actually supposedly on that ship, and the Biltmore estate is in Western North Carolina. George Vanderbilt, their luggage was on that.
Mm.
Whether it was a different ship or whatever, some ship went down. I mean, there's a whole conspiracy around whether you know
Hmm.
the Titanic. There's a whole whatever, but something,
I see you're good
some.
with like going outside and then like the I guess it would be shaman pagan something like that with doing like the weather and stuff like that too, like where you're at, like you know how to draw it in and then also push it out like that too, even like in physically where you could go outside if you know a tornado is coming and then go out and project your consciousness and then break it apart. So but I see you going
Mhm.
outside and making like a circle or something like that too when you're out there, so doing something like that to create the protected space or something. So something with that. So there's something with that you doing it, that's really familiar though. Like it feels like the land, like being eclectic witch, druid, not druid, but the witch part. That's really strong, but it's what's with the land, like a green witch or something like that. So there's like
Exactly. Yeah.
trees and the grass and the dirt and the herbs and nature and stuff. So it's like a nature witch. So
I've
it's
been
all like that.
I've been told when I go to these places, sometimes the souls willingly bind themselves to the land, and when I show up, they say, "Thank you. We have an advocate for the land. Now we can move on."
Oh, good. Yeah. So that's what you kind of, I think I see you as like a priestess doing that, because you're if it would be like if it was like church or something with the priest, but like a priestess in a higher realm or something like that. So your frequency there will allow them to unbind themselves from the
Right.
land, you know?
Yep.
It
Hmm.
like goes like that, you know? But it's like your frequency list out, you know? So if you hold your arms out or however, or you even say whatever you want to say and stuff to the rocks, the stones, to the trees, to the graveyard sites there, you know, anything at all that's ancient, you know,
Right.
and touching it and then saying, and then and it goes waves goes far into the ground, all the roots and stuff, and then as far as you can see, and then you can wherever you want to look at it, and then it can go all the way around in that circle, and then you can open it up and let them free themselves because a lot of them
Yep.
have been bound to the
And they
land.
and they actually willingly bind themselves, is what they told me the first time in
Yeah.
Puerto Rico. They were said because they loved the land so much, they had to wait till somebody would show up that would witness what they did
So
for the
you
land.
Oh, okay. That they sacrificed or they bound themselves to the land because they loved it so much. So I
Yeah.
think that those they create the like they're some of them are guardians too.
Hmm.
So they'll create the dogmen, the cryptid things going on too. You know, it just depends on what they're guarding. You know, if it's like a grave site or something, then they're gonna be more of a dog man. Um, um, and then the Sasquatch, it seems like it just travels through dimensions, though, you know, to um, like a tracker or something like that. Because I feel like you've been a Sasquatch before and other times too, so you know what that's like to sit and put your hand on a tree and watch from another. So I think sometimes if you hear I feel like that Sasquatch, there is some aspect that is you know, like that,
Mm.
seeing that.
Okay.
So is something with that too, because I feel like that, like it's looking at you and it feels like you as a Sasquatch. So it's like coming to, like it found you or something. So I don't know if it follows you still or just keeps an eye on you
I've
as
never
like a
seen it
protector.
though, but I've never seen it. I've only heard it, and I have
Mm-hmm.
other people that have seen it and smelled it, or not seen it, but they leave the rocks, and they do this with the trees. You know how they bend the tree
Uh-huh.
limbs, and
Yeah.
you can tap on a tree, and it'll make a noise. You'll tap, and it'll tap back. But I've never actually seen it, and that's because
Yeah.
I think my nervous system is so fragile that even though I want to see it, this is afraid sort of the
Oh,
body because it's had so much done to it.
yeah. Yeah, so you could, it's okay though with it, you know, if you feel that it, like if you see that it's an aspect of you, that would come I mean, I don't think you would actually just see it because they wouldn't, they're gonna, uh, like if you're scared, then they're not gonna show themselves physically. They'll just maybe like a
I
message
don't want to be
telepathically.
scared. I'm just saying
Yeah,
my body is that's
yeah,
why I'm doing this to integrate this
uh-huh,
body so the nervous system can heal and get rid of
yeah.
this PTSD, that I don't have to have
Where
PTSD.
did the PTSD come from? That electrical shock from the helicopter over
The
your
PT
house?
Well, it started, well, for the cat it did, but it was when that gal told me
Mars?
about Mars, and then the time when after my mother passed away too.
Yeah, so a lot.
I braced myself that I was going to get rear-ended because I've been rear-ended a few times, and I felt like I was going to get rear-ended on the way to pick up her death certificate, and nothing hit me. But it hit me 2 weeks later when I was in Columbia, South Carolina. Something plowed into the back of our car.
Yeah, so it was like a premonition or something with that was gonna happen, you know?
Yeah,
So it's like a lot of stuff keeping you on the edge, keeping you like high anxiety, you know?
exactly.
So
High
that's what
alert.
and
And
that's
not
what gives you
sleeping good either, and not always able to sleep good.
yeah. But it feels like you've done a lot of clearing and
Yeah.
protection, like you've set up your space differently, you know, and like set up a protection grid or something like that, so you can finally start to kind of calm down and then start to
Hmm.
write and everything, you know,
Yeah.
without thinking, because I think you manifest stuff instantly as well, you know. So if you're reprogramming your thinking, you know, like and so that's going to help.
Mhm.
If you're seeing pictures of stuff that you want, I think you need to see like a picture of something that you want to manifest, you know? So something with
Mhm.
seeing a picture of stuff that you want to go to do next and to write a book, all of that stuff, and then that will become the reality. So if you see like those pictures can be new programs that you're reprogramming your thinking. So then the PTSD will start to come, it will slowly just die down, you know?
Mhm.
So something like that. Um, and then the flashbacks and anxiety because it feels like you have the dream still or something with that, you know? So just working on clearing that out. Like you could ask the trees and nature and all of that to help clear that out of you, you know? Like doing that and on the rocks and stuff, sitting on the rocks and like you do already, you know, feel like you do that already, sitting on those rocks and stuff. So, and then grounding into the land, um, like giving them, giving the earth that the energy and channeling like your all like the light stream coming down, you know, like looks like a spotlight on you, you know, coming down, and it just goes through and out your feet into the earth. So you might hold on to touch the tree and then imagine that happening where that's your like higher self, you know, or oversoul, higher self, and then your spirit, you know, like grounding in it, letting it all go. And then any new memory that comes up, then just kind of let it go and stuff so you can start clearing those things with all of that. Because you were at Mars, but I think it's how she said it, and then the things that occurred after was really uh was a lot of trauma, you know, that followed. So
Right.
one thing after another, you know. So
Mhm.
there was something there though with that eclipse energy though that brought in a negative uh like a veil or something, like something with that, you know, to keep you kind of under a spell or something.
I shouldn't have looked at it because in the native tradition they don't. We went to look at it
Uh-huh.
through the glasses, and then Soda got sick
Okay.
right after. She actually threw up the next day and got so dehydrated. I thought we were going to lose her, and I had to give her sub-Q fluids. I had to take her to the vet a couple days later to put the needle and rehydrate her and stuff. She
Mhm.
did live like another 2 years after that, but we had to be hydrating her regularly.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So a lot of stuff. So it does seem like a veil like was put over like a spell or something
Mm-hmm.
over because then you lost your voice too, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
something with that, you know? And then I think you broke the spell. Whatever you were doing after it, it was like you figured it out and then you
And then
and
the other eclipse brought my voice back where I could start speaking again
oh, okay.
pub-
So
publicly.
I see. So
It's not
they
that I lost my voice, it was a public speaking voice. I couldn't get out and do this anymore.
mhm. Yeah. And talk and
Unless it
tell your
was like
story.
only at, well, I could do it locally at festivals is what I did. Is I worked the local circuit of, the flea market and festivals when I was in North Carolina.
Mhm. Yeah. So that stopped
And
you.
my Biltmore Village Mystery Tour, I was able to do that, which is a part of the Haunted Asheville Ghost Tours. Although I'm not doing that
Oh,
anymore because Helene happened, and
okay.
now that tour is obsolete because those ghosts and all those stories. Now there's new energy that's come in
Oh, okay.
since the Helene.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the house still there, but then the water brought in new
Oh,
things.
Biltmore's still there, but a lot of those businesses are still have not recovered. Like one of
Mm.
my favorite restaurants, an Indian restaurant, Andaz, it's gone. It took the McDonald's out. They had to rebuild it. There's some places that are not even open still
Yeah.
in the Biltmore Village. I mean,
Mhm.
a lot of Western North Carolina was devastated from that Helene.
Yeah. 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 So that was manipulation, of course, you know,
Yes,
weather
yeah.
manipulation big time to try to take out all that area. Or something was like the minerals or something, right? Like that, like
Yes,
they're
they
doing
wanted
that.
to
Mhm.
harvest the lithium.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's probably what they do it in a different way or something like that. I don't know if you physically see them or if they're doing it some other way, but it looks like they're doing something with that, you
Well,
know?
not far from where James was, there's a place called Albemarle in the Charlotte area, which is about lithium and makes the lithium. I think it's the batteries, but it's something to do with lithium. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
And who
Yeah.
was heavily invested in that was Kamala's husband,
Oh.
Douglas Emhoff was
Oh, okay.
heavily
Yes.
invested in Albemarle and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
There
so
was
they
one that they targeted in Spruce Pine that had the mine, and they people said they saw the UFOs there because it's like this whole like it's not crystal, it's not mica. I'm not sure. Maybe it is mica. It's some kind of quarry of
mhm.
something stone.
Yeah,
That they
that they
wanted that too.
charge up and everything or they take
Yeah,
it or whatever they're
they use
doing.
it for a battery source, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just like
And
the Brown Mountain Lights in Linville Gorge is a place where there's like ball lightning, and the interdimensionals, whatever you want to call them. I've seen like UFO activity there. I don't know if you want to call it UFO in the way, not nuts and bolts, but like the plasma ships,
mhm.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you're a medium too? You're a medium as
People,
well?
people, people say that. I don't call myself that, but I guess I could be. But people have called me that. They pointed me out and say, one time I was at Planet Fitness and some girl comes up to me and she points at me and says, "People do this all the time. You're a medium." I go,
Well,
"Well, I don't
mhm.
know about that, but
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah."
guess that's kind of
I don't
strange
usually
when
like to
people.
play. I don't like to play in those realms too much.
Oh yeah, yeah. You like you go into the grid work stuff though, and you're able to see things and in the
Yes.
realms
Yeah.
and hear stuff, in
Yeah.
that
Yep.
that way. In that, and then
Yeah.
you was at the haunted house and stuff, so it's like you can hear and see and feel and all of that, and hear
Right.
their messages and everything. But it isn't like you're gonna do services and read people's family, nothing
No,
like that.
exactly.
It's like the
It's more
land.
like getting a story from the land than
Yes,
even the people. It's the
yeah.
land consciousness. Yeah.
Like the Dead Files and stuff, that TV
Yeah.
show. I love that. How she,
Yeah.
the land and everything. Not so much the
Yeah.
spirits. Like it's the land that needs help with the
Yeah.
spirits that
Right.
are trapped on the land or however or bound. So
Yeah.
that's what I can see you doing that in that way, and that's a good. That's a good positive thing. Nothing dark about it, because it's
Right.
your gifts to be able to feel it and smell and see. So you have all the psychic.
I have the smelling. The smelling came when I was in uh, the Grove Park Inn. I happened to be there. The Pink Lady, that's a story. The Pink Lady who fell to her death, but there was a part in the Grove Park Inn. It's a hotel in Asheville that I could smell from the past. It smelled like a hospital.
Oh,
Little did I find out that during World War II, it actually was used as a hospital.
yeah,
So there's a
yeah,
lot of places that were,
yeah,
and
and
then there's those sanatoriums and things, all those mental
yeah,
institutions from the early
yeah.
1900s and things like
I
that.
don't feel like you go into those. It's too much for you to
No,
go into those. It's way too much. It doesn't feel good
yeah,
to do that for you.
no.
I would just stay on the land because the land is okay, and the rocks and trees and stuff like that. Yeah, but that
But I'm saying I can pick it up. I can go
you
there
could
and say
go.
this
Uh-huh.
this was used for that.
Yes,
I can
you would see
smell.
it and smell
Yeah,
and feel and then see the images of the people and everything and know not to go in there too, like a
yeah.
knowing as well. Like, oh, I'm not going in there though. You can't
No.
get me to go in there. I'll stay out here, and there's no way you would put yourself through that, because you
Mm-mm.
already know you would be attacked and messed with and because they would do that. So but the land helps kind of ground you into it so it's you stay kind of steady or something like that, so you stay grounded and everything, so it's not even, it's like just doing the work to help nature, so you don't even think of it as mediumship. It's just natural to do that for you. So that's where the passion is something like that. And I do see like spirits and stuff like come up to you and everything and see what you're doing, like when you're laying your hands on the ground and praying and everything too, and then they'll be helping and assisting you as well. like that when you're doing those things. So maybe that's what they needed, or told you like uh you help them be able to leave this realm by opening up like a stargate or something like that. It's like you touch the ground and then the light opens up for them to be able to like go up. So something like
Hmm.
that. Yeah, they were wait, and then I guess maybe you would I think you can kind of feel and see them moving through it too. Through it, something like that. And then but it makes you feel happy, that they're leaving and all of that. So, but like the cats and stuff, they still are around.
No,
Yeah, don't you see like they just watch and everything too.
no,
The gray cat too. That gray cat.
I miss her so much. I miss them
Yeah.
all.
I think she has a long tail where she's at now though. Like she made it to
Yeah,
where she has a long tail because I see a long tail. It's like
she
really
was
extra long.
she was Egyptian too. I got that she was like connected to Bastet, kind of.
Oh, she feels like that. Yeah, like I feel that too. Like so um feminine energy and stuff, like really prissy when she's walking and everything, like
Oh
on the
yeah,
ledge or something. Like she just
yeah,
likes you to look at her and she'll just watch. So I think
yeah.
she just watches like that. It feels like you have a lot of animals that watch over you. Like I see
Hmm.
all the nature animals and stuff too. Like all the forest animals and stuff like the possum, the littlest ones, all of them to the largest ones. So
We had a
they,
pet squirrel. We had chickens. We had a rooster.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they all kind of follow. They all kind of. It's not like they follow you around or nothing like that. Like after they pass and stuff, but it's like they have a knowing, like your frequency. Something with that. Like it's connected with the earth, with being like the green witch, kind of like that. Where you are gonna be a caretaker for all of the animals and the trees and the grass and the dirt and the rocks and all of that and the water. So you like all of that and you help all of those spirits that like the fairy realm, butterflies, dragonflies, all of the insects and stuff too. So yeah, you when you walk by, then it's like glitter comes off of you. That's what they see, like
Oh,
glitter and light when you walk by. Or you're standing there and they see your aura. It's like a light, like a white golden light with glitter, like glittery shimmery, like that. That's what you look like. So they're like, oh, you know so the
wow,
yeah, so that's really cool, all of that. Yeah.
wow.
So did I answer the stuff?
Yeah,
Now we can do another one another time too. You have more
yeah,
questions and everything. So
yeah,
maybe that helped too with the PTSD as well.
yeah.
So it takes time to work through that because you still have flashes and memories of like the car stuff or whatever too. But it's like you can ask any of the animals for help and or the trees, any of those, they'll help you at any time. You just ask them and they'll help you. The Sasquatch too. So you might start asking the Sasquatch people to help you with stuff, um, or to give them like an assignment. They like assignments. They like to help and be given assignments to do. So all of the animals, and
You know
then
what's
hmm
interesting? I was going to say is I'm in North Carolina, right? And I've had the remote viewing of seeing like Tasali and his men hiding out in the base of the Devil's Courthouse. I told that story on Rob's show,
uh
and you're in Oklahoma,
yeah,
and that's where the Trail of Tears. When they did the Cherokee removal, they sent them to Oklahoma. I find that interesting that you're there and
yeah.
I'm here.
Like a branch or something out, like
Yeah,
it like clearing the ley line or
yeah,
the path, the pathway, like clearing that out, the trauma and all
yeah.
the thoughts and stuff like that, like moving it like a infinity symbol,
Hmm.
and then it like goes faster until it just kind of goes up. you know?
Yeah.
So something like that with the trauma and the thoughts of the people doing that.
Hmm.
That's what it feels like. It's
Hmm.
still the land, it's still there's stuff in the land that uh it takes different things because it's so many different, but all the native stuff they've
It needs a
assigned,
lot of work.
it
Yeah, it
is
needs a lot of work.
the native they assigned guardians over, and if their land was taken, then they put curses on the land, and then they
Right,
assigned
exactly.
spirits, and so
Yep.
they're not gonna let that go, and I don't blame them,
Nope.
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that stuff, I know that that's I would do the same. So you know, but I like to help other things, you know, that want help. You just feel it within you that need assistance, you
Right.
know, in
Hmm.
that way. So yeah, the thought forms though can be that line of thought forms can be uh cleared out, you know, like that, because that will help a lot with them, you know, feeling like a maybe like the ancestral line, you know,
Hmm.
because
Yep.
because I am Cherokee, you know, and then so that will that clears ancestral trauma, you know. So they were there all there in North Carolina, and then they had to move a little bit at a time to Oklahoma, you know. Um, so yeah, so that helps clear the suppression. There's a lot of suppressed energy, you know, of losing their house and all of everything, you know,
Yep.
and then having to just all of that. So it's a lot of suppression and depression and all of that. So that
Yep.
needs like released. So
I thought
just
you had Cherokee in you. I could see it. Yeah.
oh, you can.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have
I
Cherokee
could
and
feel it. Yeah.
Muskogee.
Uh-huh.
Cherokee and Muskogee
Uh-huh.
of that. So, and then my mom's side is German. So,
Hmm.
yeah, so I have the German too. But the German is like the military part of it, you know, really strict
Hmm.
part of the SSP stuff like that. But the native side is more of my spiritual gifts and stuff like that
Right.
that they seek out. So, yeah. So, yeah. So cool. Thank you so
This
much
has
for
been so
asking me.
great. I've
Good.
really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's
Good.
been
I'm
great.
glad. I'm so
Yeah.
happy too. It makes me feel happy. And it's okay to post this now too, so right? I know
I think
Julia
so.
was
Yeah.
excited to see it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we and she said something about seeing you in a few places or however, so she'll be excited to see it too, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do it again sometime, maybe just doing like a regular interview kind of thing, like talking about stuff with ley
I would
lines.
love to do
Hmm.
that. I'm still trying to figure out how to get all this stuff on my channel because it's like not allowing me to upload it. I put it through my iCloud and I don't know what's going on where I can't upload this stuff to my
Oh, okay.
channel. I just don't get it.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe asking for some assistance with the, you know, whoever you think of first with that, you know, that will help you with, like your animal team or something, the Sasquatch or something that they can all come in and assist you so you can get your message out again, you know,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that'll be helping you release that trauma stuff too, you know,
Hmm.
by being
Yeah.
able to talk again. So
Yeah.
definitely so. So okay, all right then, and just let me know if you need any help with that too. You know, with doing like the with shows too, or however if you want me to do the Zoom, and then we'll just record on my end, and but I'll send you the copy of this so you can
Yeah. Yeah.
try to
You know what
post
I
it.
might do next time is try to stream it at the same time because
Okay,
that's going to be easier than trying to upload it. That's what I think.
yeah, okay. We'll
Yeah.
do that then. We'll do that.
Yeah.
And then so, and but I'll still send this to you so you can download it and save it to your computer and then put it on your channel too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, have a good rest of the evening. We'll talk to
You
you
too.
later.
This has been
Okay.
great. Okay.
Bye
Bye.
bye.